Thanks a lot, Kenny. Let me thank Greenville for having me out here today to talk with you. And my slogan is a little bit easier than Kenny's slogan. We say we do. Mine's a lot easier to say. Just give me a big woo-woo! I'm sure that you won't have a problem remembering that. But let me thank the principal, the staff for having me out today. And Friday is a very busy day for me. And when Kenny called me and told me that he needed me to come out and do a little motivational speech, and it was all about the benchmark exams, I really got excited about that because I know how important education is. And I've gone to a lot of different schools and speak, and this is the first time I've had an opportunity to come out and hear a choir get up and sing about how much they love school and how important education is. And y'all give those young men another big round of applause. That really impressed me. And I hope that you guys are standing behind those words that you say and what you sing in that song, because school is very important and education is very important. And if you love school, I can guarantee you that you'll be successful in life. Before you got in, I had a chance to go back and meet some of the students. And as I walked around the class, walked around and talked with them, I asked them what do they want to be when they grow up. And almost everybody said that they wanted to go to college. And then I asked them, what do you want to do after you finish college? And I had 2 people to tell me that they wanted to be professional football players. I had 2 people to tell me that they wanted to be lawyers and attorneys. But I had one person to tell me that they wanted to be president. And I asked, of the United States? He said, yes, president of the United States. And I want to tell you, years ago I might say, but you know, you can be whatever you want to be in this good old US of A. And I'm so proud. And it all starts with having a dream. So I'm so glad that we have dreams out there, because if you really want to be president of the United States, I'm here to tell you that you can do that. But it all starts with hard work, and it starts with passing those benchmark exams. They are so important. And for you guys that said that you wanted to be football players, I had a couple of them. And I wanted to acknowledge a special football player from right here in Pine Bluff. And the guys said that they wanted to be football players. There's a guy from Pine Bluff, and I wanted to mention his name because a lot of people will tell you, well, you're going to be a football player, but you need to get an education anyway. But this gentleman happens to be from Pine Bluff, and his name is Jackie Harris. And now, he played for one of my favorite teams, the Dallas Cowboys, the Tennessee Titans. He's from right here. I want you to know this. He's from right here in Pine Bluff. But he retired from football. And now he is an attorney. Do you know how long you have to go to college to be an attorney?
A long time.
About 8 or 9 years. And then you have to pass an exam to get your license. What I'm saying to you gentlemen that want to be football players, ain't nothing wrong with that. But be like the gentleman from Pine Bluff by the name of Jackie Harris and get your education, because you can't play football forever. And what are you going to do when you can't play anymore? I didn't know that he was going to be an attorney, but I'm going to tell you, there are a lot of people that have those dreams and they forget about their education. So you can be anything that you want to be, but it's just like in that song, education is so important. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here today, because it is so important. How many people out there love mom and dad? Everybody's hand should be up, because you know your parents love you. So I want to tell you something about these benchmark exams. I don't want you to think about it. You put your hand down now. I don't want you to think about you. When we get ready for these benchmark exams, I don't want you to think about you. I want you to think about mom and dad. Because mom and dad loves you also. But let's take yourself out of the equation. And let's do this for mom and dad. You know how proud you're going to make your mom and dad when they know that you passed your benchmark exam? So let's forget about ourselves. You're not going to study for you. You're doing it for somebody else that loves you too. And that's your mom and your dad. And we're talking about literacy, writing, learning how to write, and counting. I can tell you how important that stuff is, because you people that say that you're going to be attorneys, you professional athletes back there, you want to know how to count your money. That's why it's so important for you to do well on the benchmark exam, because you are going to be special one day. And when you're special that one day, you're going to have to learn how to count your money. You don't ever want to depend on anybody else to count your money. You want to know how to do it. So that's why it's so important for you to do good when it comes to math. And reading. We said reading.
Yes.
Yeah, reading and writing. Writing a complete sentence. You need to know how to do those things for communication. Now, you may not have it yet, but sooner or later, as you get older, you're going to get on the internet, you're going to want to communicate with people, and you can communicate with people all over the world. But you want to understand what you're saying, and you can't say it, you got to write it. That's why it's so important to learn how to write, and to write a complete sentence. So reading and math are very, very important. And I can't tell you how important education is. I want to tell you, Friday is one of my busiest days, because if you know me, you know that I have a morning show that I do on Power 92. I have a talk show that I do on KOKY. Then I have a Broadway show, video show that comes on television. Matter of fact, my TV cameras are here today. But with all that work, I could not pass up the opportunity to talk to young people about the importance of an education. Because you can do anything that you want to do with a good education. I never forget, and I say this, take these tests for mom and dad, because I always remember what my mother and father told me growing up. And I followed it to a T. That you can be anything that you want to be, but you got to put it in your head. And once you get it there, no one can ever take it from you. So it's very important to study hard and to work hard. Because when it's time, we are going to do it. We're going to bust that test. I hear you say, we're going to bust that test? Oh no, you can do better than that. Let me hear you say, we're going to bust that test. You can do better than that. Let me hear you say, we're going to bust that test. What are we going to do? Once again, I want to thank the staff, faculty for having me out today. And it's my pleasure to be here to talk with you about the importance of education. And I'm going to be checking up on you, because every school that I go and visit, I always call back to find out how well they did on their benchmark exams. And we are going to do it. Are we going to do it? Thank you all for having me out today. Thank you so much.